What an end to an absolutely crazy game, yet again involving Tottenham and Manchester City. A tale of two halves, two absolutely, completely different halves, and a game that is yet again ended in controversy around VAR at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. This is twice now this has happened, and I just can't believe how it's happened. It's absolutely mind-boggling, but we'll get into that shortly because there's a big question from this game. Did Ange Postecoglou make a mistake? Because that's probably what I'm going to title this video, because Ange decided to make a big decision before the game because of the Europa League. So we're going to decide that. So let me know in the comments down below. Did Ange Postecoglou make a mistake with his starting lineup this evening? Or did he do the correct thing by dropping 3 of our best players and looking ahead to a game in 8 days' time? Remember that, 8 days' time. But before we go any further, if you are new to the Sunny Talk Spurs YouTube channel, then leave a like on the video because it helps me move this video around the sweet YouTube algorithm. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. And as I say, leave your comments down below what you made of the game, because it was a hectic game. It was a crazy game. And just like we do in a lot of our reactions, we want to see what the tale of the tape was. So let me just get that up on my screen now to see the stats, because as I say, it was a game of two halves, and the stats were very, very even. 11 shots for Spurs, 6 on target, 55% possession. For City, it was 12 shots, 5 on target, and 45% possession. So yeah, very even on paper. And to be fair, as I said and alluded to, Ange Postecoglou rung the changes. He knows ahead of next week, 8 days' time, we play AZ Alkmaar in the Europa League. That's sort of where our season lies now. We're putting all our eggs in that basket, and it's obviously showing because he decided not to start Jed Spence, he decided not to start Dejan Kulusevski, and he decided not to start Heung-min Son. And I think this could have been a bit of a mistake because, as the game showed, we were in the ascendancy as it went on and as we went through it. And I do think that Spurs could have and should have got something out of this game. The chances we had as it went on were very, very good and clear-cut chances, but we just didn't make the most of them. So that is quite frustrating. But obviously the game didn't start off well. We played really poorly, making mistakes. I mean, the defence was all over the shop to start. If it wasn't for Vicario, we would have lost and conceded by more. But he kept us in it. He made some key saves as the game went on. But a defensive, again, makeshift defensive. Destiny Udogie, who still doesn't look up to scratch at the moment. Still, obviously, recovering from, the injury he had. He's not fully fit, you can tell. Slipping all over the shop. Pedro Porro defensively, poor again. And also Kevin Danzo for the goal. Where is he? Where is he? He's on the halfway line. We just had an attack and he's there. He's been quite good, but that was not good. And Archie Gray, thought Archie Gray was fine, but the midfield defence is just absolutely getting bypassed, and we struggled. And Erling Haaland, he hasn't done a jot recently. I took him out of my FPL team, and that's cost me because he scores the goal. We get card open. Jeremy Doku had Pedro Porro on toast in that first half, but it changed on its head. And in the second half, we looked like we could have really, well, we did dominate Manchester City. And we should have scored. We had chances from Matheus, Son late on. And it was quite frustrating. It just goes to show, should Ange have maybe, when he brought on the players, James Maddison looked a bit better when these players came on. Kulusevski's Son and Jed Spence looked really, really good. And we looked more of a complete team like we did against Ipswich and United and Brentford. So it's a chance missed. But what we'll say is we're not going to go down. That's a guarantee now. We're not getting relegated. There's 3 worse sides than us. And there's also worse sides further down the table than us. So that's not going to happen. But it's a momentum builder. If you get a result in this game, if you can build on it, you can, it helps, keep the morale around Ange Postecoglou, keep the morale around the club. And we're just now waiting because we don't have a game at the weekend. There's no FA Cup game, as we know. We got knocked out in the previous round, but it goes to show that we maybe should have gone for this, and we could have gone into the AZ Alkmaar game with a big expectation that we can get a result in that. But now we've got to wait 8 days. think over this. Even though I'm quite positive after this result, it's just one of those ones where it's a what if. It's a what if situation, and you're just rattling your brain of what could have been. But overall, we saw the good and the bad of Ange Ball today. But if we get some more players back, like Mickey van der Ven and Romero for AZ Alkmaar, and Dominic Solanke. I think Dominic Solanke is a key player to return. When he comes back, I think we're going to score more goals, create more chances. And Matthias Tell, I'm not so sure. I mean, I think Odebear was good, but Matthias Tell struggled yet again. He's giving me that raw Brian Hill vibes of weakness, not being able to keep hold of the ball. But I did a video earlier, if you haven't seen it already, about Mickey van der Ven and the problem with his injury. So if you haven't seen that, go and check that out after you've watched this. And also, just a little plug before I talk about the VAR controversy. I'm on Inside Spurs again, the TalkSports Tottenham Hotspur show. And I'm going to be on it this week with Sebastian Basong. So stay tuned for that. Get over to the TalkSport YouTube channel, subscribe to see that. In my next video, I'll put a little teaser in it so you guys can see what we talk about. But VAR. Late on, Erling Haaland made it 2-0, and it should have been 2-0. And some reason it gets ruled out, which is absolutely mind-boggling. I don't know how it's been ruled out, because there's a handball off Archie Gray, then Kevin Danzo, then Erling Haaland, and then he puts it away. But what happened was, Erling Haaland, clear-cut goal. Like I don't see much wrong with it. But they check it, it takes ages to check it, and the ref is told to give it by the VAR, and he doesn't. And he doesn't give it. And I'm sitting here, and Sam Matterface on commentary is like, why isn't he giving it? What's going on? I am shocked this has not been given. Another mess up of VAR at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. A goal wasn't allowed when we played Liverpool last season, and it should have stood, and another goal should have stood. And we have somehow gotten away with that yet again. Absolutely crazy. I don't know how that has happened, but yeah, I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked. So Tottenham Hotspur, lucky boys. But yeah, I can't believe it. But I think what we need to do now is, looking ahead to that AZ Alkmaar game, it's such a must win. It's such a must win. If we beat AZ Alkmaar in the next round, I think we face either Ajax or Eintracht Frankfurt. AZ Alkmaar, we've played them already this season. Was a tricky game, but the side was heavily rotated. But if we have all our players back, we should be prioritising the Europa League. There is no doubt about it. This Europa League could be the make or break for Tottenham. I don't know if we can win it. I'm not too confident we can win it, but I'm more, I've got my sights set on this Europa League. It's all Ange Postecoglou. If he wants to keep his job at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, he needs to go for this. Because in the summer, who knows what's going to happen with him, with his future, or what Daniel Levy decides to do. Protests again tonight sounded good. A lot of good reaction, a lot of good chanting. And it was annoying because the crowd were quite flat in the first half because there was not a lot to cheer about. But as the game went on, crowd really got behind the team, and it was just a shame. I really thought we could have got something against Manchester City there tonight. They've been utterly awful. They've been so poor. Lost against Arsenal recently, lost against Liverpool as well. But yeah, this is a Tottenham side that, won 3 in a row heading into this one, but just couldn't do it against Manchester City, which was a real shame. But alas, we move on, and it is what it is. But yeah, you have to let me know, as I say, in the comments down below. Did Ange make the right choice? Should he have started a stronger team ahead of the AZ Alkmaar game? Or did you like the rest of the players? Let me know in the comments down below. Leave your likes, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And until next time, as I say, keep an eye on the TalkSport YouTube channel. I'll be on with Sebastian Basong. And until then, see you guys in a bit. Ciao.